This might be the most controversial game ever made. So welcome to the final exam. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a horror game based on the subject of school shootings. So basically, this game is to spread awareness of how extremely common, sadly, school shootings are, mainly in America. And I saw randomly one day a YouTube short of someone playing this game, and this looks extremely disturbing, the freaking content. So yeah, viewer discretion very much so advised if you're watching this video. I was just very curious to check this out. Obviously, I want to make this very clear, this isn't in any way making fun of school shootings. Like we all know, hopefully we all know, it is a very, very serious subject matter. This is just simply a game to spread awareness. Here we go. Okay. We play as a child in the school that's trying to escape, I believe. I think it would be a bit too far if you played as the school shooter. I don't think they're going to go quite as far as that. Jesus. Right, here we go. Or at least the police are here. Movement and QuickTime events, WSD QuickTime events. Looks very nice. This is a fairly old game. It came out sometime last year. I had no idea it came out. Weirdly enough, I didn't see any YouTubers actually playing this game. I mean, it's not particularly a great game to play. It's got like fairly negative reviews, I think, just from people that don't really feel like you should make a game on this subject matter. Obviously, I do not condone making games on subject matter this freaking controversial at all, but I have watched videos of like banned games. I mean, I don't want to mention any names. There's obviously like that big banned game that PewDiePie played back in the day. I actually forget the freaking, oh no, I've just remembered the name of the game. The name of the game has just gone into my brain. There's also that game where they made a game on a specific president that got shot. They made a game on that where you may or may not play as the shooter. Yeah, so there's been some interesting games that have released that very much so have been banned for good reasons. Where am I going? I can't jump. Can I crouch maybe? Oh, here. Oh, what the hell? I'm pressing the wrong button. I still managed to go forward though, so I can actually die if I do stuff wrong. This weirdly reminds me of that game where, like that real game, where you play as an actual person. You're meant to swim to the surface, and it's an extremely hard game. You play as this actually real guy, and there's like QuickTime events, and if you fail, then he doesn't drown in real life, obviously, it's in a game, but he drowns if you fail. Oh god. What the hell? What is going on over there? We sound fairly old, like the breathing. Are we maybe like a teacher instead of a student? We sound male either way. What is this? Damn, he's from my chemistry class. That's a person there. What, are we a freaking ant? Oh, they have like all the students here. Very nice. What's this saying? Zora Khan, class of 17. I don't know what class I was. I think I was class of 17. It's like 17 or 18 is when I finished secondary school. Oh, it's not 2 AM. Hi, right. I have 2 minutes. No worries. Hope whoever this is, that they made it out safely, I guess is what that said. Control your breathing and don't alert the shooter. So I have watched videos of like, they do, like police in America, they do a lot of body cam recording stuff. And they've done a decent amount of like going into schools and finding like the shooters and like taking them out and everything. And I always like watching them videos of just like policemen doing work. Like in the UK we have a bunch of shows similar to that, like Nothing to Declare. We have Police Rescue or whatever it's called, where you just watch police officers go and do their job. Right, very good. I guess if I failed that I would have died, which is just lovely news. Gun bill collected. Background checks for all gun sales. The law requires background checks for all gun sales, preventing anyone deemed high risk from buying a gun. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but like it is very easy to get a gun in America, which is like a big problem. There's always the meme that I say at work and stuff is, They freaking ban Kinder eggs that have the toys in them, but they don't ban guns. Is always an interesting freaking topic. Tie your sweater to the door handle and barricade the door. Okay. Oh, it's very quick now. Freaking Guitar Hero. Right, there we go. Who's that like in here? Ban of high-capacity magazines. Limit their purchase. States with this ban have 50% fewer mass shootings. Yeah, so they are starting to do stuff about it. But, like, school shootings are so freaking common, man. It's disgusting, like, how common they are. Okay, search for a way out. I literally have just over a freaking minute. This way. People are, like, actually leading us the correct way. I mean, I can hear people here. I don't know if we're ever going to actually freaking see anyone else. Oh, I see. Blocking the door? Why is no one else here with us? It's like we're being very self-centered here. We don't want to save anyone else. I forget, do we actually have the time limit anymore? I think this is the last thing anyway. There we go. Just so happened to snap in a good place there. Ban of assault weapons. Military-style weapons from being sold to the public. When this ban was in place from 1994 to 2004, credited with preventing 11 mass shootings. And then why suddenly was the ban lifted? 2016, 5 killed, 46 injured. 2017, 2018. There's usually like a big mass shooting like every year is what you hear about. Which is still quite common. Shouldn't happen freaking at all. Sneak your way outside. Oh, I pressed the wrong thing then, I think? How? I definitely pressed right. Jesus Christ. It is interesting, like, how they've chosen not to really show anyone. They showed a silhouette of someone shooting earlier. We're not actually seeing any faces or anything. I mean, we saw faces of, like, the classmates, but they were just pictures. Raise the minimum age to purchase. Who aims to raise the minimum age for purchasing any firearm to 21? It wasn't 21 before. Young adults age 18-20 most vulnerable to gun violence. You could buy a gun younger than 21. So you could buy a gun before you could drink alcohol. Isn't that the thing in America? Like, you have to be 21 to consume alcohol, I think, without a parent. Then again, in the UK, you can freaking give consent before you can drive a car, which I think is ridiculous. Not quite as ridiculous as being able to freaking essentially shoot a gun before you can drink. This is just me ripping on America, which I apologize about, but it's just like, it just baffles me, the freaking stuff that they do. Control your breathing, don't let the shooter. Okay. I'm not freaking failing. Like, it's quite difficult to fail, because I've definitely failed some of these. How short are you, then? The schools actually have, like, any weapons in the school, I wonder, for, like, any of this, or is that just completely illegal? Safe storage, Ethan's Law. Secure storage laws require gun owners to lock up their firearms to keep children from accessing them. Studies show that properly locked guns reduce the risk of unintentional injuries by 85%. I guess that kind of answers my question. Like, maybe schools do, but very securely. Is someone going to be shooting me from behind? Rush to the exit. Yep, we're going. I'm a boss at this. They've only failed like 2 of these for now. We survive! Then the police get in and they make a video on it. 15,000 plus American students fight to survive school shootings every year. These 5 bills are their only way out. Let's fight for change at thefinalexam.us. Oh, okay, so they actually set up like a whole website to very much so spread awareness. I mean, it's a very good way of spreading awareness. I imagine it would have been quite freaking horrific if I actually died in any of them situations. And you know what? I'm going to leave that to you guys. If, for whatever reason, you want to actually check out this game for yourself, it's a free game on Steam called The Final Exam. I mean, there's not really much to it. That is literally it. It's not meant to be like this whole AAA game with collectibles and stuff to do. Like, it's just a very short experience. Very much so, hopefully successfully spreading awareness on the very much so serious situation that is school shootings. And there we go, it just sends you straight back to the main menu. Yeah, that was a very cool way of doing it, like not essentially showing anyone. We didn't even see our own character. Why is my mouse like slightly on the screen? We didn't even see our own character. We just saw like pictures of all of the students, we can kind of put two and two together that most of them probably didn't make it, with like the amount of gunshots we heard and the screaming. But that is the sad reality of the world we live in. Those are the people, or not those are the people, I guess the people shooting are. There is a decent amount of people in the world that just want to hurt people, and that is the sad truth of life. But that is possibly the most controversial non-banned game on planet Earth. There's possibly more controversial games that have been banned, but this I would probably say, in my expert opinion of freaking doing deep dives in whatever banned games there are, from what I've seen, this is right up there with one of the most controversial games ever made. It's not a bad game. I think that like the negative reviews, as I said, are just people finding it very odd that someone would make a game based on this, but it's a very good way to spread awareness. As I said before, hopefully they did spread awareness, and if the website, whatever it is, if it's a fundraiser or anything, is still active, then I will put the link to the game as well and the website in the description so you can do whatever is on the website. I don't know what's on the website, I will check after this, but whatever is on the website, you can see it in the description, or the finalexam.us, I think it is. Actually, it's probably not a website I can go to if it's a .us, but if it is, and if you guys can in the UK or wherever you are outside of America, then you can check out for yourself. But that, ladies and gentlemen, does end my video on the final exam.